It's going to be good pears. Hi everyone, welcome back to the homestead. So today we're going to work some more on our pears. The last video we did some tomato sauce and some canned pears. I still have some pears left over from the bushel of pears that I got from the Mennonites, and it's really getting ripe. So we're going to get a little creative with what we do with it today. If y'all are like us and you live on a farm or a homestead or just busy working and your fruit comes in or it comes ripe on the tree and it gets a little bit overripe because you just don't have the time to get to it when you should, well, that's kind of where we're at right now with these pears. So today we're going to make a recipe utilizing some of our overripe fruit called pear maple bourbon butter. There's 3 ingredients to this recipe. It is a little time consuming as far as the steps, but it's super easy, guys. If you hang with it, you're going to have a delicious product in the end. And we're going to show you how to do it today. So we're going to be using the pears, maple syrup, and a little bit of bourbon, and we're going to show you how we do it. Okay, this recipe is going to make approximately 6 half pints of the pear butter. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to peel, core, and chop our pears. I do have some cold water with some lemon juice just to help store the pears and keep them from browning completely while we're doing our chopping. So we're going to get going on this process. Now we do need about 4 pounds of these peeled, cored, and chopped pears. So we're going to go ahead and get this completed now. And I'd like to introduce our guest chef for today, Andrew. We have Andrew in here helping us today. He's oftentimes a really big blessing for us here on the homestead. So I just wanted to give him some credit today.
Aren't you glad you didn't buy 2 bushels of each?
Yeah, it was never in my thing to buy 2. I just wanted a little taste.
And like the corn?
Yeah, the corn, the 2 bags of the corn. Oh my goodness. I think I got 78 jars of corn, but some of it is corn relish. So with the last of the corn, I made a batch of corn relish.
How many jars have you guys had?
Probably, just stabbed myself with a knife.
I almost did that yesterday. Is it on film?
Yes, it's on film.
Our expertise.
Our next safety meeting topic.
Yeah.
The homestead
Provided
safety
to
meeting.
you by Mom.
I'm not bleeding. I feel like I should be bleeding, but I'm not.
Today's safety topic provided by
Mom.
Don't do that.
It didn't get me very deep. I'm not bleeding.
Today's canning episode brought to you by Band-Aid. All I know is that apple butter that you made before was really, really good.
Yeah.
Peach preserves are fantastic.
I like the pear and fig.
Oh, yes. The pear and fig.
The pear and fig was really good.
We never really got any figs this year.
No, the last 2 years because we transplanted. They started to come back this year, though.
Yeah, they're already dying off, though.
I know. We
from the
did.
lack of water.
Probably. Well, when you got a rattlesnake living in your garden.
Done with that garden.
Yeah.
You want to do with your dog garden? Burn it.
Yeah. If you couldn't have tacos, what would you have second? If Mexican is not on the.
I can't hear you.
You're breaking up.
Not even speaking English anymore.
So we have all of our pears peeled, cored, and chopped. They're in our Dux Top pan on the oven here. We have 12 pounds total, which is exactly 3 times the amount the recipe called for. So we're going to add our next 2 ingredients, and then we're going to bring everything to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, and simmer for 35 minutes. We need 1.5 cups of maple syrup and 1.5 cups of bourbon. So we're going to go ahead and get these measured out and then add them to our pot, and we'll get going on that next part. So it took most of the rest of the bottle of Kevin's favorite bourbon. There is a little bit left. So I'm going to have a little shot because why not? It's going to be good pears.
Go for it.
It's so good.
There you go.
So we're working on bringing this up to a boil to reduce it to the simmer for 35 minutes, and it is coming up to that boil. We're starting to have the steam come off of it. Won't be too long, and we'll be simmering for those 35 minutes. Okay, so we've been simmering for 35 minutes. Now we're going to bring the pot over. Kim's going to help me because I'm short and it's hot. We're going to take the pear mixture and we're going to blend it in the blender. We have a Vitamix, but use the blending device of your choice, a food processor, a Ninja, whatever you got. That'll blend it up. That's what you use. So he's going to go ahead and do that now.
This smells so good.
I think it's going to taste so good.
Probably good with the Vitamix, don't you think?
Yep, doesn't take very long.
Back in here?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Mmm. Okay. Now we just keep doing this until we've gone through all of the product in the pot.
So Kevin ran about 4 or 5 batches through our Vitamix, and now we need to put it all back into the heavy bottom pot, get it back on the burner, bring it to a boil, down to a simmer, and reduce. So however long that's going to take. And then we'll get to move on to actually canning it. Hello everyone. We spent several hours getting this to reduce, but it's done that nicely. So we're getting ready to go ahead and get this jarred up and get it into the water bath canner to process. If you take a look, you can see how nice it looks right now. So we'll move on to getting them in the jars. So I'm going to fill these jars up, and the recipe calls for us to leave a 1/4 inch headspace. So that's what we'll be doing today. I'm going to go ahead and wipe the rims down with vinegar. We have the headspace set for that 1/4 inch. I've showed you guys before in other videos the little tool that we use when we need to debubble something, degas it, and that other end of that has the gauge for your headspace. I'm going to go ahead and get our lids and rings in place. Finger tight is just until your fingers can tighten it like that. You don't screw it on too much or too little, just finger tight. So we're going to go ahead and get these outside. Y'all know I like to process when I can outside on our back porch in the summertime. Keeps the house cooler. You're going to want to make sure that you have 1 to 2 inches of water above your jars, which this will be that when we get all the jars in. We got them all loaded up into the canner, and we're going to bring it up to a boil and set the timer for 10 minutes of process time. Okay, y'all, we finished our maple bourbon pear butter. It's amazing. If you guys are looking for a recipe that doesn't have a lot of sugar, this has the natural fruit sugar as well as maple syrup. There's no granulated white sugar in this. So this might be a good option for you to try something a little different, super tasty, has a lot of different uses, you know, muffins, pork chops, and cake, and crepes, and all those good yummy things. And so we'd like to see if y'all would like to give it a try. Thanks for watching.